Hey guys, EDDBUD here, and it's about time for some more running news. First story up today on the running news is the final official release of the Adidas Adizero Pro. I remember when lockdown first came in and I was looking at that shoe as being perhaps one of the first to be released. Right at the end of March I think I first saw a release date for it, but it slipped back and it slipped back again, but finally now people have actually got them in hand. I think it's out over in the US, or at least in one colourway right now, and next week it will be released in the UK in a couple of different colourways. I think there's a black, white and pink colourway that will launch first, alongside a blue colourway, which I think's got a lime green piece on the bottom. The Adidas website here in the UK has that down for the 29th of June at 11 PM. So obviously they want everyone to stay up and have a little party in their houses while they order up their Adizero Pros. Though I think this shoe's going to be a little heavier than everybody thought it was going to be. Over on the Running Warehouse site they do have a weight listed there. A US size 9 is going to be approximately 235 grams. So up in my size it's going to be a little heavy. I think that translates to about a UK 8.5. So yeah, mine's going to be on the heavier side. I can actually see the SL20 being a little bit lighter. Looking at the scale of weights, I think the SL20 will be lighter. I'm a little amazed actually at the weight, to be honest with you. All the other shoes we looked at recently, the Saucony Endorphin Pro, Asics Meta Racer, even the Alpha Fly, relatively light shoes. Not as light as that Reebok Run Fast Pro though from yesterday's review video. I think with the next percent being 230 odd grams in my size, Adidas is certainly going to be a lot heavier than that. There's a £160 price tag awaiting you if you decide to go for the Adizero Pro. Will you be purchasing the Adizero Pro? Let me know down in the comments. Story 2 revolves around the carbon plate in the Adizero Pro. Now, everybody's been talking about this Carbitex plate like it's some type of Adidas technology. Guys, it's not. There's a company actually that have been developing these plates. They're a separate company. They produce carbon fibre products for all sorts of things. Not only shoes, but also bags and sort of suitcases and things like that. I think they've also produced plates and technology for ski boots, trail shoes, and also soccer or football cleats. I know them as football boots over here. Some of their products feature carbon fibre plates that only flex in one direction. And I think actually one of these products is the one that's featured in the Adizero Pro. Very interesting, these plates seem to have a variable amount of flex depending which direction you push them in. They seem to be quite different from the ones that are actually used within the Vaporfly series of shoes. Their AFX plates seem to be the one that's closest towards the use that you would expect to see in the Adizero Pro. Even the shoe that's in one of their promotional videos seems very, very close in terms of profile and appearance to that Adidas shoe. They do indicate that trail shoes could provide some excellent protection for runners by using that carbon plate technology, but also providing a little bit of spring too. Very interesting stuff. You heard it here first, or possibly somewhere else, but it's the first I've heard of it, that's for sure. You know, people gotta do their homework. Story 3, you know I'm always looking for some good news to put into these shows. So back last week, the organiser of the London Marathon did communicate with all of the runners and the general public. It wasn't bad news, it wasn't particularly good news either, but at least we know it still hasn't been cancelled as of yet. We're still on for that 4th of October date. Well, not me, I'm not running it, but I do know that there are some local club runners who are running the London Marathon. They're keeping their fingers crossed it might still be on. So Hugh Brasher, who is the organiser of the London Marathon, did issue a statement last week. He does mention some of the logistical issues that surround putting on the event, and that as a team they've been trying to come up with some solutions which need to be put in place. There's certain things that need to be resolved obviously in terms of safety of not only the runners but all of the crew, all of the teams, all of the medical staff. This would be the 40th anniversary of the London Marathon, if I've done my maths correctly. As such, Hugh was very keen to remind everybody what the true ethos is of the marathon, that humanity, the togetherness of running the event. I think he was keen to make sure everybody understands the reasoning behind all the decisions that are being made right now. I think to try and keep people's motivation focused and in the right place. He does go on to say that some people really do find it impossible that they'll be able to actually run the marathon, and that an event like that could even take place. But he does say that they are working hard with lots of other bodies and organisations to try and come up with some solutions to ensure that it can. Obviously those mass participation events are still currently banned in the UK. The government haven't let those go ahead as of yet. Obviously the government have a big hand in any decision that will take place. Obviously there's still time for things to change for the better, so let's hope it does. Story 4. I'm very intrigued by a new Jordan brand shoe I stumbled across. The Air Zoom Renegade. Does anyone remember that computer game Renegade from the, I think it was probably the late 80s, early 90s? And there was a follow-up, Target Renegade. Yeah, that was a good game. I think this one looks a little bit like the Tempo Next Percent, doesn't it? Certainly in terms of the use of those AirPods in the forefoot. They're completely exposed there, aren't they? It's almost like a hole through the middle of the shoe. A relatively similar outsole shape to the Pegasus 37 or the Zoomfly 3. Obviously this one's a PSG branded Jordan shoe. There's certainly some interesting upper stylings here. It does remind me of that original Vaporfly 4%, or even perhaps the Zoomfly SP. What do you think, Monty? Lots of vent holes on the side there to try and make the shoe a little more breathable, and pull tabs on the tongue and the heel. Sadly though, the information that I have found on the shoe does state that there's only a plastic plate in that midsole, and that midsole is made of just standard EVA, so no ZoomX here. Well, hopefully it's not at least React. I'm really not getting on with that in the Pegasus 37. I really fear that Nike are going down the wrong road with that one. The implementation of that stuff just seems really bad in much larger shoe sizes. Any more information I get on the Air Zoom Renegade, I shall let you know. What do you make of that one actually? Do you think it is going to be a variant of the Tempo Next Percent? Let me know in the comments. A musical interlude for you. So I've mentioned this one in the past, this fantastic band, Fontaines DC. They've got a new album coming out soon and they have dropped a couple of tracks from it and they are absolutely fantastic. I'd say easily as good as some of the stuff on their debut album. So do go and check those out from Fontaines DC. Fantastic sounds. If those two tracks are anything to go by, then the second album might be even better than the first. Okay, that's all the running news for today. Thanks for staying with us till the very end. If you're enjoying the channel and you're enjoying the running news and the reviews and whatnot, please hit that subscribe button and click the bell for notifications of when those new videos launch. It really helps the channel out if you give this video a thumbs up like, and make sure you share it with your running buddies. My name's EDDBUD and I'll be seeing you.